Hi knitters, it's Carla here. Welcome to the Knit-Nix podcast, episode 5. I'm filming here in sunny Palm Springs. Welcome and join me. Hi and welcome. I am so sorry. This is attempt 2 for this, but hopefully I've got it now. Hi, I'm Carla and I am Knit-Nix on Ravelry, and I'm also your host of the Knit-Nix podcast. I'm also found on Instagram as Carla Jean. And today it's absolutely beautiful outside. I'm here in sunny Palm Springs, California on vacation, and I thought I would podcast from here. This is episode 5, and I'm a few days late getting it out, but I wanted to wait for the husband to leave on his business trip before I made an attempt. Anyway, welcome. Lots has happened here. I've been busy knitting. I've made lots of good progress on lots of projects. And I'm down to just a few projects left, but one big one. But anyway, I'm more on that in a bit. Most podcasters do the old what's in your cup thing. And this is my Betty Boot cup. And I absolutely love her. She's the original Bombshell. And I also have matching little coasters, but I love her. My condo here is painted mostly in yellow with a little red accents to it, and I love her saying here, it says here, I like my men like I like my coffee, rich and hot. Anyway, and what's in my cup? Does that look disgusting? Can you see that? It's gross. I just finished my run, and this is my smoothie. It's a green smoothie. It's delicious, but it looks awful. Anyway, so I'm gonna carry on here. First, I'm going to talk about what's on the sticks. So I have 2 projects that are on the sticks. One I mentioned before. Actually, I mentioned both before. So let's talk about the socks that I was knitting for my husband. They're kind of a variegated yarn. They're made out of a zobber ball, and in past episodes I've shown you the label on these, but my goodness, I love the lighting in here. Look at that. Isn't this lighting doing the sock yarn justice? Anyway, this is a sock pattern that I use on not on Ravelry. Well, you can find it there too, but I just Google Susan B. Anderson's How I Make My Socks, and it's posted on her blog, and it's basically a very basic heel flap, heel turn, gusset, kind of a pattern / recipe, and I follow it right down to how she casts off the toe, the Kitchener, everything. It's just your basic classic sock. So that's the sock that I had done. I'd completed that last time. And now I'm making progress on sock 2. I think I was just up here before, and now I'm almost getting close, a little bit more, maybe another inch, another 3 or 4 centimeters. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm just about to do a heel turn or a heel flap. So yeah, I'm getting some progress on that. And that is a gorgeous lush yarn. It's, I think it's about 80% merino. Well, anyway, it's a merino with a nylon content, so it'll wear really well. And those are for my husband. So I've made a lot of progress. I hope to finish those soon. And this, I love this. It keeps changing all the time. And look at the colors in that. Oh my goodness, the lighting in here is beautiful. The reds and the greens and the golds. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to knit with. A zauber ball. Anyway, so that's one project off that's on the sticks. And the second project that I have on the sticks is, I mentioned it last episode, I was going to start the DRACHENFELS shawl. Well, I did, and I'm really making some pretty good progress on it. So let's see here. This is the, I don't know if I'm kind of in the middle of a row, so I can't really stretch it out, but there's the bottom, and it's making its way up here. Now the wool that I've chosen to make this is, it's good and bad. If you're a perfectionist, you wouldn't like it, but if you like little oddities like that little, see that right above that little progress marker? See, like little bumps and lumps like that? This, and it's got a lot of barnyard in it. I'm knitting along and all of a sudden there's grass flying. So this is a kind of a more of a raw yarn, and it's beautiful. It's a DK weight. And yeah, the pattern I'm loving. The reason I love it so much, I'm just going to show you this again. But you see, I'm going to do another one, but the next time I do it, I'm going to be using up different colors because I'm going to change up how the colors present. Because if you have a little bit of DK left from, say, a sweater, you could do the bottom part out of one color and then switch to use up little scraps and bits here, and then you could move to the next color. And see, I'm just about to start the second beigey stripe in there. I think I'm on 86 stitches so far. It started out with 6, and now I'm at 86 stitches. And here is the yarn that I bought for it. It's called Lana Loft yarn. It's a sports weight. I thought it was DK. Sport? Close. Anyway, it said DK in the store, and now it's saying sport. I'm still lost about the difference between all those. Anyway, so I'm starting with the brown gray color, moved into the weedy kind of bone color, and then I can hardly wait to start the purple. So they look, oh, I love the lighting in here. It's doing this yarn beautiful justice. So yes, that is what's on the sticks. And that was the yarn that I bought last time I podcast at that the yarn shop in Calgary that's going out of business. It's called, I don't know, I'll have the name down here. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, they had all their yarn on sale, and it's still open, and they're just blowing it out the doors because I think it was 30% off when I was there last. It's south of Calgary in Okotoks, so I think they're continuing to up the sale price. So, you know, till it's all gone, but they're such a beautiful store. Anyhow, so yes, that's the yarn I bought for that project, and I'm really loving it. A little scratchy, but yeah, I think when I wash it and block it, I think it'll soften up a little bit more, but yes, it's going to be beautiful. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's what's on the sticks. And let's see, what's off the sticks? Two projects are off the sticks. They were almost off the sticks last time. So it feels like I've done so much knitting, and I have, but I didn't have to do too much to get these last couple projects finished. They are my socks. I have done my mom's socks for her birthday. These are Joni's birthday socks, and that lovely opal. Oh my gosh, I love the lighting in here. The opal sock yarn. Look at the variegated. It's a self-striping yarn, and I love how I added my red toes, heels, and tops. So yes, I've got both of them, and I'm going to show you the second one when I show some of my acquisitions of my fix. But that is, I finished that pair, and then I finished this pair, my jean socks. And again, I'm totally using Susan B. Anderson's pattern. This is, though, the socks that I talked about in my very first episode, where I steeked, and then I used to have the babble top on it, so I steeked it, and then I finished it going up, and then I finished it going down. So I had started this sock. I don't know if you're just joining me now. I started this lovely pair of socks, and I had done the babble tops, and then I went to put them on my foot, and it didn't fit. So rather than ripping it all back, I just did 2 lifelines and cut it. So yeah, the babble hat, or the babble socks went on to make babble mittens, which I showed in another episode. And these are the socks, and I have the other sock, and I'm going to share that shortly too, because that is what it's going to be. It is part of my acquisitions, my fix. So yes, those are the two things I have off the sticks, 2 pairs of socks. And now I'm so excited. I'm going to move on to the acquisition part. The fix, right. The acquisition part is the fix. So here is what I just bought. Aren't these awesome? These are, and I'll show them both up here. I got a pair of them, but I put, look at these. Here, I'll back up. Look at these. They're from the Loopy U. And aren't they gorgeous? These are oak veneers, and they have the little lammy cutouts. And these I had sent to Palm Springs because the delivery in the US, because they're in Colorado somewhere. So to get them sent to Canada, it's quite expensive. So I had them sent here to our address here in Palm Springs. But oh my gosh, is it so much fun? Is it? Yes, it is. It is so much fun photographing my socks in these beautiful, beautiful sock blockers. So if you want some of these, these are available from the Loopy U. I think it's www.theloopyu.com. But anyway, if you looked it up, and U is not Y-O-U, it's E-W-E, and I'll put the name of their information along the bottom. And these are their wooden sock blockers. And I love them so much. No, I'm not going to say because, yeah. Well, she'll probably get them before I'm going to say. I bought some for my sister and had them sent to her at her address. So hopefully you got them, Andrea, before I gave the surprise away on my podcast. Anyway, so yes, acquisition number 1. Oh, and they send out, this is so cute, with it, they send out this. Isn't that great? It's a little tape measure that they send, and you push it, and it goes back in. That's a little thank you with your order. So it's a little Loopy U. That's how you write it. The Loopy U. That's my little thank you gift that came with the sock blockers. So that's one of my acquisitions. And then these are what they call fat quarters. And I bought these a while ago from Joann's here in Palm Springs. And I bought some really cool colors, kind of tie-dyed ones. And with these, I really like those two together. And then you can maybe add a little of this to it. But, so I'm going to make some project bags. And I was talking to Shannon, who is the Soxcetera. And she asked me to make her a sweater bag. And she said she'd pay me. But anyway, I'm not going to charge her, of course. That's not who I am. I make my own bags for myself and friends. And I don't sell them because then it would be work. I do it for fun. Same with knitting. You know what really drives me crazy is people come up to me, oh my gosh, Carla, those socks are beautiful. You could probably sell them for $20 or $30. And that just makes me mad because as knitters, you know that, number one, the yarn for it, in Canada anyway, the yarn probably costs you $20 alone just for the yarn if you're going to do a really beautiful sock yarn, $20 or $30. And then let's not talk about how many hours are in there. And like as I've said before, my husband calls them my $700 socks. But yeah, so I don't sell anything because I do it for fun. And if I mean, I'm a teacher, so I have a job. This is my relax time and my unwind time. I use it for me. So if you want me to make you a bag, let's talk and I'll make you one, but I won't be selling it to you. I'll be giving it to you as a gift. Anyway, here's another 3 fat quarters that I might present into a bag. Now this one's got a little, you can see on the back there's that peach is in there. And then there's this peach, and then there's one here. It's got some, oh, here's the good side. So I might do a combination of this, and then I could even add some of this. I don't know. I just love all these kind of aqua colors. So I'm not gonna, not sure exactly how it's gonna look, but these I'm gonna put together and make a couple of some project bags. So that's what I have here and available, Shannon. So if you're watching, maybe if any of those look good to you, I might make your sweater bag out of some of those. So that was another acquisition or fix. And I'm going to add this one to my fix too, because this is my very first project bag that I ever made. And the story behind this, and I'll just give you a little show of it. Do you see that? That is lobster fabric. And the story behind this is last fall, I mentioned this on a previous episode, my husband and I went to, first we went to Boston, we flew into Boston, and then we rented a car and drove down to Portland, Maine, where he had a conference, and then we drove back and then flew out of Boston the next, again, or spent some time in Boston again, which is a great city. I love Boston as well. We totally toured around. And but on that adventure, in Portland, Maine, I went to a fabric and yarn shop, and I bought some yarn, of course. And what I did is I bought a little bit of fabric. Because Portland is known for lobster, I made this bag out of some fabric that I bought. So I bought, I think, another fat quarter. And I also bought, maybe I bought a little bit more, I can't remember, but I made 2 bags. I made a larger bag and I made the small one, and it has a coordinating kind of a green inside, and I quilted it. And I did this before I had interfacing. So I used another kind of other fabric inside to stiffen it out, but then I've learned a little bit along the way, and now I add interfacing to make it the fusible kind, the iron-on kind, to make it stand up. But the pattern for this, oh, there goes my dryer. The pattern for this is from Nicole at Hugh Loco website. She is a podcaster as well, but she does a little tutorials, and she does them on dyeing and such. And this is from her little bag tutorial. It's got the box bottom, and she tells you and gives you a pattern, how to do it and how to put your zipper in, etc. So this was my very first attempt at a bag. So yeah, little green zipper I bought there as well. So yeah, that was a kind of an acquisition. The fabric was the acquisition, but it's a project as well. And I think that is just about it for all of my acquisitions and projects. And in my last little segment here, I just want to do some little shout outs and some thank yous. Something exciting happened to me. Well, 2 things exciting happened to me. This week while I was here, you know how on Instagram you repost and you're part of giveaways? Well, a lady on Instagram, her name is, I'm just going here, her name is Sarah, and she is from You So and So, and it's not, again, not Y-O-U, but E-W-E, You So and So. She drew my name, and I won 2, I think 2, I don't know, I think there was 2, but maybe 1, but project bags. And I just wanted to do a little shout out to her because, sorry about the glasses, I can actually see myself in the camera, and I'm thinking like, oh my gosh. Anyway, just looking at myself. Sorry, I digress. But I want to read you a little bit from here. I got some notes about her. She says, I'm Sarah. I'm owner of You So and So. And she was an avid knitter, and you can see by her RAV projects if you friend her or follow her. But she had got a thumb injury, and then a thumb injury means I can't hold things very well in my left hand. So she had an injury. And then it says here, I homeschool my son now, and now he's a high schooler and he doesn't need me as a teacher as much anymore. So she wanted to find a hobby that kept her busy during the day. So that's when You So and So was born. I know it is always difficult to find a bag that I liked, which is why a lot of my bags are made to order. So she's a girl who, if you have an idea, and go check her out, because I even saw that she did some really cute bags, just posted today. One was a little beaker bag, and she had a little charm, a little beaker charm on it. It's kind of a sciencey looking bag, really cute. But all of her bags are made to order. People can pick exactly what they want and what they think is best. What started as a hobby has grown beyond anything I could imagine. It's fun creating bags that people want. So anyway, that is Sarah from You So and So, and thank you for drawing my name. I'm going to have some bags sent to me, so pretty exciting. That should be coming in the mail too, because She said by Wednesday, and today is Tuesday, so maybe by tomorrow. Pretty exciting. And then I want another shout out to Shannon at Soxcetera. She seems to be the one that I mention most in my podcast. And as a matter of fact, last podcast, I forgot to do my thank yous. So I'm always thankful to everybody who watches. But anyway, going back to Shannon, she mentioned on her last episode, I think it was episode 11, that she signed up to go to a retreat in the Okanagan. So I thought, wow, that sounds cool. So I looked it up. And no, Shannon, I'm not a stalker, but I contacted the lady organizing it. Her name is Janet Armstrong, and she's a knitter. So shout out to Janet Armstrong, who is also a designer, and she's putting this on. It's at the Sorrento Center just outside Salmon Arm, or in Salmon Arm area. And so anyway, Shannon mentioned it, and so I looked it up, and I contacted the organizer, Janet, and I signed up. So I'm going at the end of May, last weekend in May, myself and a few other podcasters that I'm going to mention them along here because Shannon mentioned them today and I didn't actually have a chance to see who's actually joining us in there. So I'm going to put their names there, and some of them are podcasters, so check them out. Check out Soxcetera if you haven't already. She's awesomely funny and informative and real. So yes, the end of May in the Okanagan. We're loading up the VW Eurovan, the old van that we just purchased, new to us but old. We're my husband and I and our dog Tucker, and we're gonna wheel on down the road and camp from Thursday to Sunday. Take in some workshops. He's gonna hike and bike. I'm gonna knit, and I'm gonna sip a few glasses of vino maybe, or a beer with some fellow knitters and podcasters in the evenings. So yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, shout outs to you. Shout out to the grocery girls. I love you guys. Shout out to Eric. I hope you had a great trip, Eric, and welcome back. Yeah, I missed your podcast. Shout out to the Bakery Bears. I love those guys. Shout out to Diary of a Yarn Snob. Yeah, so we all have our faves. Oh, and the Lone Larch podcast. I've been watching her. She's great. She's only about an hour, maybe an hour, not even. She's about 45 minutes north of Calgary. So Jen, hi, and hope to see you soon. So this week in the mix, I'm going to take you on a run with me and show you some of the beautiful sights and some of the things around this area. And and when you return, I will another part of the mix will be a little art show of some of the artwork that I have here in the condo. So enjoy. Hello, my friends. I am just about to go on a run. I'm here in Palm Springs. It's absolutely beautiful. It's actually not too hot today. We've actually had a little bit of a cooling spell. And so I'm going for a run a little later than I normally do because it gets quite hot around this area. It's absolutely beautiful here. But anyway, talk to you soon. Bye now. So pretty here. This is my path for my run. I love it. So these litter the ground. And I always thought, I don't know, the artist in me thinks that these would be some kind of really good canvas or something. You could do a mask or something. Anyway, these are all over the place. They fall out of the trees during windstorms. These great, big, beautiful palm trees. How beautiful. Let me tell you how beautiful it is here. It's so pretty. Look at that little tiny plum tree. Check out this beautiful bougainvillea. I absolutely think this is probably my most favorite desert plant. It's gorgeous, but we had one growing in our yard, and it is such a brutal thing. It's so full of thorns. I took it out and looked like the cat had attacked me. But they are absolutely gorgeous. They're very durable. They can grow anywhere. They can take the heat. And yeah, they're gorgeous. Here's a pile that a
gardener has collected from his property, showing the storm, how much stuff came out of the trees. And check out in the distance, if you can, the mountains that are here. These are the, I think, San Jacinto. And anyway, we're really close to the San Andreas fault line, but these mountains are absolutely gorgeous. I'll put a little, tell you what mountain range this is in my little notes on the bottom. Anyhow, so gorgeous here. Palm Springs is nestled in the gorgeous mountains. And we're heading back towards our place, but anyway, I just wanted to share the beauty. Can you hear that? There's a nest up there. And there's babies in there. So cute. There's no parking here because the tree's parking here. Yeah, the wind really was a howling last night. And here is the golf course that's right by our place. Yes, and my husband can golf here, and I can come out to the tee box, which is right there, and our place is right over there. They're encouraging people to get rid of their grass because it takes so much water, and people are putting in these gorgeous desert landscapes. Anyhow, love that. I do love the grass, but I do realize how impractical it is. Anyway, more beauty, and I'm going to carry on down the road. And bougainvilleas come in all different colors. This is kind of a reddish orange. My favorite are those fuchsia pink ones, but that's pretty too. And if you can see, there's still a little citrus in some of the trees. Citrus season, though, usually is around Christmas time. Is a bearded palm tree, and you can see why. And these are really cool because downtown Palm Springs has them. They are kept by the city and they trim the beards. Art. This yard has, I'm getting a little closer, you can see it. She decorates, or he, whoever lives here, decorates for the season. And I think the wind knocked the, whatever that pig or whatever that is, Easter bunny ears off. But anyway, every year or every season it's decorated for Christmas and decorated for Easter, decorated for St. Patty's Day. It's awesome. They always decorate it up. Carry on my run. A little free library, so cute.
It is.
Oh, well, happy reading.
Thank you.
Sorry. And this fire hydrant means my run is done. And I'm home. Just wanted to share this. There's beauty in the cacti, I guess. Look at this one's blooming. Great big cactus. And at the very top, signs of spring. It's blooming. Looks like a fried egg. I have to mention this bougainvillea because there's a story that goes with it. This was a tiny little twig that was given to me about 3 or 4 years ago when friends of ours left Palm Springs. Anyway, I planted it next to a watering spigot right there, thinking I'm leaving back to Calgary. If I don't do something with it, it's just going to die anyway. So I planted this little sprig, and now it was probably maybe a foot tall. And now look at it. Back up. Let me back up. Look how beautiful that is. And my neighbor tells me that she's got one too. And do you see that empty space? And do you see that water spigot? We're going to do some stealth planting because our HOA probably wouldn't approve, but I don't care. Anyhow, there's the back of my place. Take a look at my little lizard. Can you see him? Lizard 1. Home sweet home. After the run. This is one of my favorite parts of my place. My little sunshine and my bird feeder, which I have to fill. Anyhow, smells like bacon in here. Still loving and admiring these. Gosh, can't get enough of those. So excited when that parcel arrived. Run's over. It was a good one, and now I'm going to go and do the rest of my podcast, which I'm not sure whether you'll see this after or before, but hope you enjoyed my run with me today. And we'll talk later. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a little art tour of the art in my place that I have done. This was the very first piece that I did in 2011, and that was about a year after we bought the place, actually 2 years. Anyway, in January we were down here and I was walking along and some leaves were falling off this tree, and the leaves were these, so it's got to be some kind of a maple tree. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is such an inspiration for a painting. So what I did is I collected a bunch of leaves and I said, this is just totally signifies that Canadians need to be here. So the inspiration for this is, I say, in January, February, and March, when many of the Canadians are here, and they're here from Vancouver area, like BC, all through BC, and Ontario, some from Barrie, some from Ottawa area, and of course Calgary, Sundre, Edmonton, all in our little complex. But I just thought, finding those maple leaves on the ground, and I think that this painting looks like the Canadians are blowing in from the north down to Palm Springs, and I just love the colors in this. I had so much fun with all of the different colors that were on the leaves. They're not exact to the leaves, but this is kind of what it looked like, and I was just so inspired by it. So yeah, that was way too much fun. I really love this leaf. And there's the wind. We're all blowing in from the north. And then this is another piece of art that I did. This one was done in 2012. And this picture, story behind this is somebody who used to live in this complex. He knew that I loved to paint, and he was always finding old canvases in the dumpster. Well, people put stuff beside the dumpster, actually, hoping other people might want to use it. So he grabbed it and walked by my place and said, like, huh, you want this? And I said, yes, I want it. And of course, the color of the frame was awesome because it's kind of bronzy. But the painting itself was creams and pinks and teals, and kind of like 1980s colors. So I took it and I overpainted it, added some bronze tones to it to match the frame, and then I went and I found this key, and I thought, oh my gosh, I want to add that key. And then I found the rope, and I said I want to add the rope, and what's still missing, and I haven't done it, and I still might, is up in the top corner up here, I want to add a keyhole for this key to fit in, almost like a might look like a castle-y keyhole that a skeleton key might fit in. Haven't done it yet. Haven't found the right, the right design, or haven't figured out the perspective on that yet. So anyway, and here is the last piece of art that I've done. Now the story behind this one, same guy who brought me the last canvas, brought me this one. But this canvas, when it was in its original form, was a horizontal canvas. It went left to right long ways. So I flipped it and I pulled off a bunch of stuff that was on it. It had like big flowers and stuff on it. It was really kind of ugly. And then I repurposed it, and I thought all that roughness looks like it might be part of mountains. So you can see here that the roughness that sticks out adds itself to what I call the mountains. And as you've seen from the scenery on my run, these mountains are kind of like what the mountains are like here. And yes, that is snow. And even in the summer when it's 115, 120 degrees Fahrenheit here, on the tops of the very tops of those mountains, you will still see snow. No, Big Bear, I think they call it. Big Bear Resort is a ski place. So yes, even though it's very hot here, we still get snow on the top of the mountain. So yeah, that's my art. And I have flowers. Yes, my husband. I was teasing him the other day. I said, you know what? We don't romance each other anymore. And we were laughing about it. And I said, it's not just you, it's me too. Like, we start taking each other for granted. But anyway, so he went for a walk the other day, and I said, oh, and yeah, on your way back, stop for flowers. And he laughed and I laughed, and then never thought much about it. Who walks in the door after his walk with a bouquet of flowers? Yeah, he did, and now I feel kind of bad, but look at this. This one's just starting to open. Look at that. It's so pretty. Flowers are almost, or the roses are almost peaking, but these are just, it's kind of a bouquet that lasts. Once the flowers, or sorry, flowers, they're all flowers. Once the roses go, I'm going to have all these lovely lilies opening up. So I'm pretty excited. Several haven't even started opening, and some are just starting to peek open. How exciting. Anyway, thanks Tim if you're watching. Okay, don't mean to disgust you, but first meal of the day. Green smoothie, green smoothie. It is kind of disgusting, but it's so good for me. First meal of the day, well, coffee is always the first meal of the day, but this is what I'm having. It is a banana spinach. That's what makes it so disgusting in color. Peach, strawberry, ice, a little cranberry juice. Yeah, it sounds disgusting, but it tastes delicious. A woodpecker. There. Where did it go? I hear him. Oh, he's on the other side again. That bump that's right there on that tree. He's there. Where did he go? Oh, now you can see he's on the bump. Oh, and he gone. Typical morning in Palm Springs. Coffee, fruit, a book that my husband's reading, some remnants of thread because I just finished my socks.